Hey guys, welcome to my channel again. So today I'm bringing you a bit of a different video, okay? I'm going to be having a talk with the Euro trader. You probably know him from Twitter. So he's basically a swing trader. I'm a scalper. It's interesting to see different point of view. And I plan on making this a series. So if you like the video, please tell me. I will try to bring more traders into the channel so you can see a little bit different point of views, not just only my point of view. So yeah, I hope you like the video and enjoy.
Hi, Clutie. Nice to meet you, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming. To start, I would love if you can talk a little bit about your journey so people know you more.
Yes, I've been trading a long time now. Started when I was 17 years old, so 22 years ago. I'm 39 now. My uncle introduced me to trading and just fell in love with it from there. We started trading together. We were trading a CFD account. We were trading stocks, some indices like the US 30, S&P 500, a bit of DAX. We traded a few currency pairs. I remember trading pound dollar actually to start. So that was the main currency pair that I traded. And I just fell in love with trading, man. I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And yeah, went to uni, did a degree in economics and a master's in investment and finance. And originally I wanted to be an investment banker, so I wanted to trade on a trading floor. Um, but when I finished uni, I said to my parents, I want to trade for myself because I grew up with my father's always worked for himself. He has a restaurant, and I saw the freedom that he had. And yeah, I just like the idea of not having to answer to a boss
Yeah.
and creating my own freedom. And been on a hell of a journey from there. It's not easy,
Yeah.
but I was going to do whatever it took to become successful trading. I didn't care if it took me 10, 20, 30 years because I just was so passionate about it, you know? So yeah, that was the early years. If you want to ask me a bit more, you
Yeah.
can.
It's crazy because your experience is like super similar to mine. I also have a degree in business administration. So I went to uni and I started trading after that.
Yeah.
And yeah, 22 years of experience is crazy. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
here
How long have you
for,
been trading? How old are you?
I'm 24 and I've been trading
Okay.
for 3 years now, almost.
And you're full time now, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, I'm full time. Yeah.
How long you been full time?
Since I started, I mean, I finished university. I mean, I was
Yeah.
full time losing money, but I was
Yeah.
full time. But
Wow.
like paying my rent and all of that, it's been only the last 3 months. I was living with my parents before that.
Yeah, it definitely helps live. So I lived with my
Yeah,
parents. It
yeah,
definitely
a lot.
helps relieve the pressure.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, if you're trying to learn this game and you think you're going to go full time within a few weeks or months, it's
Yeah,
not going to happen,
yeah,
my friend. It's going to take you years. And most people, 90% of people aren't even going to make it.
yeah,
So my advice is, yeah, don't give up the day job. If you know you want to learn how to trade, it's a hell of a journey. It's a
yeah,
very difficult one. But make sure that you do have a job. Don't quit the day job and only gamble with money you can to lose. Because at the beginning, you are going to be gambling.
yeah,
You're still learning the ropes, and yeah, we can get into that.
yeah.
There's so much,
So
isn't
I
there?
wanted to ask about like your family opinion when you wanted to start trading, but you already said that your father was like an entrepreneur and your uncle introduced you to trading. So I
Yeah.
believe they were supportive to you when you started.
Yeah, very supportive in the beginning until I started kept losing money over and
Yeah,
over again. Then they weren't so supportive. But no, they said, "Look, Raihan, we support you. Whatever you want to do, as long as you make money,
yeah,
we'll support you." And yeah, it was up and down at first. I mean, I made some big money, then I lost it, then I would make big money again, lose it, and then, if anyone knows my story, for anyone that doesn't, after 2 years, at the age of 24, I made £3 million from just 10,000. And that was in 2010. Um, but it was really easy to make money. When the Nike was printing money, that's when QE started and everything was going up.
yeah,
It didn't matter. Like currencies, bonds, stock markets, like literally everything just went up. It was easy. easy. It just lulled you into a false sense of security, into thinking that it's always going to be this easy.
Yeah.
So this is why I always say to people, you need to see different types of markets. You need to
Yeah.
trade sideways market, bull markets, and bear markets. Because if you start trading in a bull market, like, it's easy to make money, right? You can just
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
close your eyes, hit the buy button, make money. And I didn't learn anything about risk management. I didn't learn anything about consistency. I didn't know any of my stats. I wasn't journaling. I wasn't doing any
Yeah.
of those important things that
Yeah.
are so important to me now, that even though I made more money then than I've made now, now I'm 100 times a trader I was 15 years ago. So I had to go on that journey of making money, which, let's face it, it was mostly luck. Or there was skill involved in the entries, but when it came to exiting and managing my risk and profits, I didn't have any experience on that. I had no game plan. I had no system. You have to have, this is the number one thing I've learned over the last 3 years. You have to have a system with rules, like a full framework.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a trading framework, if you don't know, like, what's your confirmation of entry, what's your confirmation of exit, what's your average RR per setup, how many different types of setups do you have, what's your max losing streak,
Yeah. You're gonna mess
your
up.
average
Yeah.
R, your average R per month, per quarter. If you don't know those stats yet, you are basically trading blind. You're still gambling. And that's what took me until, like, I'd say 3-4 years ago, before I started journaling properly. I'd say the last, like, 4 years is where I've made the most progress. And the 10 years before that was just me taking one step back forward, 2 steps backward, and doing the same thing over and over again.
So you feel that these 4 years have been more profitable for you than the last 18, like profitable in the sense of becoming a trader?
100%.
So-
If you're going to trade, you have to become consistently profitable.
And what
You
was
have
the
to be
click?
able to
I mean,
Sorry?
what was the click? What was the reason you?
the journaling.
Yeah. Okay.
Massive, yeah. So my journaling is what took me from losing trader to consistently profitable. And so I have 2 types of journals. Because I'm a swing trader,
Yeah.
so I trade Euro USD only, and I trade one time frame, the 4 hour. I have structures that I map. So all my entry models are on Microsoft Word. So I have, let's say, 10 different types of entry model. So they're microstructures, and I have macro structures. So my trading is all based on chart patterns
Okay.
combined with Fibonacci and something I call tram lines. It's similar to a channel, but it's rules based.
So you are full objective, not discretionary.
Yeah. So I would say I was half discretionary, half objective. And as I've developed my framework and my journal and my rule set,
Yeah.
it's now got to the point where, 100, like, if not 100%,
Yeah.
let's say 95% objective. The aim is to get to 100% rules-based objective.
Yeah.
I don't want any subjectivity. I don't want any discretion. However, having said that, that doesn't mean your psychology can't affect you,
Yeah.
even if you have a rules-based system. So I've had, so recently I've gone into a bit of drawdown, and if your system isn't, robotized, like if you don't have an EA or like an algo or whatever, if you haven't coded your system, which I haven't, I don't know if it's possible, because I have a lot of rules. I have so many
Yeah.
rules. It's not a simple way to trade. Human emotions can make you gun shy, or they can make you miss an entry, even if your rules. So, like, last week, for example, I missed a 3-hour trade
Yeah.
on a short. The reason I didn't take it is because the last 2 or 3 trades before that, I'd lost.
Okay.
So I wanted to take less risk. I wanted to sit back. But if I'd have followed my rules, I'd have taken that trade, and then I'd have recovered my drawdown, and I'd have
Yeah.
made that 3R.
That's even
So
more
this
painful.
is where, that's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
painful. And then, so you not only was in drawdown, you then missed the trade that could have got you back, and then it can snowball and get worse, because if you then try and chase it and make up those losses, you might take a subpart trade entry. You'd be like,
Yeah.
fuck, what have I done? Why did I do this?
Yeah, and
I've said it's like one mistake can lead to like three or four
yeah.
things, and then you fuck the account up.
And does that pain never disappear? I mean,
No.
I don't feel the pain now I felt like 1 year ago when I missed a setup or when I have a loss or when the usual thing that you're almost passing the challenge and it reverses in the last peep. And does that get
Yeah.
better? I
So
mean, does it affect you
yeah.
less
So
now?
like I say, yeah, it comes back to data. So a lot of people that are in my community, like people are under this illusion that you can have 100% win rate. It does not exist, my friends. You're never going to have a 100% win rate. I don't care if you have a 30% win rate or a 70% win rate, which is world class, you can still make money. Obviously, the higher your win rate, the lower your RRs. And if you have a 30 or 40% win rate, then obviously you're going to be going for bigger RRs, 1 to 5, 1 to 10s, whatever it is.
Yeah,
But the question is psychologically, can you handle a 30 or 40% win rate?
I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, so a lot of people I speak to, they rely on one or two trades to pass a challenge account. And as soon as they have a loss, they lose most of the account or they're going to fail that challenge
Yeah,
for whatever reason. I've spoken to a few scalpers. Being a swing trader, this is really foreign to me. Like, you should be able to be confident that you can pass a challenge, whether it takes you a week and one trade or if it takes you 2 months. Like for me, average is anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks up to 8 weeks. If I lose one, two, or three trades, I don't care because I know if I follow my rules and based on my system, I know I can get out of drawdown. It's important that you know how to work your way out of drawdown. And again, it comes back to the journaling, knowing
yeah, yeah.
your all your stats. So yeah, it's really important to start journaling. So yeah, I have two types of journals. So the structures on Microsoft Word. So this will be different types of structures that average like what I'm targeting, what the entry confirmation is, where to exit, and the RR to use. So every entry model, I use different RRs as well. So most of them are 1 to 3, but some could be a 1 to 5, a 1 to 6, or a 1 to 7. It depends on the setup. And the second type of journal is like a Google sheet. It's a tracker, like a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So that's just where I'm tracking pips, entries, exits,
Okay.
the R gained, and yeah, like all the numbers, the metrics. So yeah, that's what's important.
And coming back to what you said about like the ability to know that you're going to recover drawdown, I have talked a lot about this in my threads or YouTube videos. Like once you have never done this before, it's like it's super difficult. But once you start accomplishing things, it's the same. Like recovering drawdown, securing a payout, passing a challenge, whatever. Once you start doing it and you start seeing that you're capable of doing, it's like super easy then to become patient, disciplined, follow your rules. I mean, I think that part with experience, I mean, changed a lot for me. Like when I started, passing a challenge seemed impossible. But when you pass the first one, it's okay. It's like now I can pass more. When you have the first payout, like you always read that statistic of like 7% of traders that take a challenge are going to end up having a payout. And you start thinking, why should I be one? But when you get one, it's like I printed it on the wall. It was a $50 payout, but I put it on my wall and it was like, okay, you're capable of doing this. You're going to do it again, again. And that's how I started, like just believing I can do it all over again and repeat it.
Yeah, like I always say, there's no substitute for experience, right? You cannot buy
Yeah.
experience. You can't transfer experience. Even if I teach you, doesn't mean that in 1 year you're going to be able to trade like
No,
me,
100%.
because you need that experience as well, right? You need to see different types of markets. You need to get used to pulling the trigger, calculating your risk, entering, see how you feel once you're in a trade. Because my trades can last anywhere from 1 day to 1 week, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes even longer. It depends on the structure and the market. Sometimes it can be like 1 4-hour candle, might be 4 or 8 hours, which is a quick trade for me. So yeah, experience is number one. And then you will also figure out based on your stats, like a drawdown protocol. So like how I spoke about the journaling protocol, you'll also need a strategy for when you're in drawdown. So for example, me, if I get into 6% drawdown, let's say I have 10% max drawdown, right, on a prop account,
Yeah.
and I'm in 6% drawdown, instead of going, 2% risk for each trade, because then, I'm just 2 trades away from losing the account,
Yeah.
I'll reduce it from 2% to 1%. I want to put back-to-back wins together until I get back to minus 5%.
Okay.
And then I will increase it back to 2% risk per trade. But if I'm 7-8% drawdown, I'm reducing my risk to 1% until I'm back to minus 5%. Then I have some breathing room, and then I'm going to increase my risk again. And not only that, because you've put 1 or 2 wins together, you've got more confidence now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happens when you're more confident? Your psychology is better.
That challenge
You're
is
more
past.
like-
I mean, when you recover the drawdown, like from 7% to break even, that challenge is already passed. I mean, what you're saying, the confidence
Yeah,
is so high.
unless you do something
It's,
really
it's the
simple.
same as the opposite. If you're plus 6% and you go back to break even, it's really hard to recover mentally from that. I mean, that challenge is almost lost. And it's the opposite. I mean, the mental state is so important.
Yeah, like it's going to take you time. If you're minus 8 or 9%, so I have one account that I've had for months, Alpha Capital,
Yeah.
100K. So I'm funded 200K, but I've got 100K swing account challenge in phase 1,
Yeah.
and I'm on 92,000. So
Okay.
I hit almost 90, and I took it back to 95, 96, and I'm back down to 92 now, 92 and a half. So I've just been hovering between minus 10 and minus 7, 8%.
A genuine question, because I always think that passing challenges quick is better if you want to scale up. So now that you have a lot of money withdrawn, you have made a lot of money from trading, wouldn't it be better to risk that account and just buy another one if you burn that? I mean, if you blow the account.
So I'm funded at the moment, $1.4 million.
Yeah.
So I passed all those challenges recently. So because I'm happy to take my time, because I just want to do it to prove
Okay.
that I can get out of drawdown, how to approach it,
Yes,
and how.
it's not about passing the account. It's about proving yourself that you're capable of doing that.
Yeah, and to prove to other people and to show the skill, right? Because getting out of drawdown is a skill.
Yeah.
Like I've done it on my Darwin X account too. I have a verified track record of Darwin X 0. Last year I had a double dip drawdown. I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like every time I would make new highs on my equity curve, I'd give most of it back, and then I recovered it again. I gave most of it back, and now I've recovered the highs again, and I've stabilized. And so I had to do like a big December review in 2023, end of the year. Every single year I do a massive review. You should be reviewing every week anyway.
Yeah.
But sometimes like we just don't have time or whatever, we get lazy and we don't keep on top of the journaling, right? But ideally you want to do it like every weekend, review the last week, journal it, and make sure you've amended your rules or anything so that going forward that mistake doesn't happen again. That's always my number one aim. Once I make if I have a loss, I want to see, could I have improved anything? Did I make a mistake? What could I have done better? I'll write it down, implement it into my rules, and then make sure that doesn't happen again. So anyway, end of the year, December, I did a massive review, and I actually improved my edge, the system. So I made some massive improvements. And since then, December, January, February, I've had 3 back-to-back green months on my Darwin X 0. I hadn't done that since over a year ago, since I started, because of the double dip drawdown. So I wanted to start with 1 green month, then I had 2 green months. I was like, okay, cool. Normally I was having a green month and then a red month, a green month and a red month.
Yeah.
And then February I had a 3rd green month. I was like, okay, this is proof that I've become more consistent. The changes that I made in my system and the new rules are working, they're helping me. And now I just need to stay calm, be patient, be consistent, and the rest will come with time. But back to your question of scaling with prop firms. Yeah, when I started, May, June 2023. So just, almost 2 years ago now, just 3 months away from like trading props for 2 years. And at the beginning, it was just, one small account. Prove to yourself you can pass it. for like I was doing 25Ks, 15Ks, then I did a 50K. I was like, oh, I passed it.
Yeah.
What's holding me back now? Now I can do 100K. And then I never did small accounts again after that. It was always the
Yeah, obviously,
max
yeah.
account.
So I started with 5Ks, and
Yeah.
then I had multiple 5Ks. I had multiple payouts in the 5Ks, like, I don't know, 10, 12 payouts, and I went to 10K. But it's like when the wheel started, when I was able to reinvest my payouts into more challenges. It's when I lost fear, it's when I was able to buy a larger challenge. And I always, when they ask me, recommend to have more accounts of the same size before scaling up. What do you think about that? I mean, like if you pass a 50K before going to 100K, like have 2 or 3 50Ks. Do you think that's logical?
I think it depends on your confidence level and how you feel about money. I know a lot of people, they're good traders, but as soon as you give them a large account, their psychology is
Yeah.
gone and they get scared. I've tried to teach family members back in the day. I don't do it anymore, but they fund their own account, and as soon as it comes to real money, like on demo account, they're the best trader in the
Yeah,
world.
it really is in demo.
Yeah, and then they go to real account, even if it's £1,000, £500 account, they're shaking.
Yeah.
They can't pull the trigger. Their hands are shaking and they're sweating. So it's on your big depends on your attitude to money. For me, I've always said this, like the bigger the better. For me, I'm in it to scale. I want to make massive life-changing money. I've always thought big.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. You can give me 10, 20 million. I'm going to trade that the same way I trade a 50K or a 100K or a
But is
200K
that
account.
is that really true? I mean, this is where my next question wanted to go.
Look at my pinned tweet on Twitter, everyone. That my first 7 weeks, look at the size of all my payouts. And that's proof that I didn't need to take small payouts first.
Okay.
So my first 7 weeks of prop trading, I made $105,000. And I was on the leaderboard with multiple friends. I had 10K, 15K, 17K, 20K payouts. But it's easier because I swing trade. I think if you're a scalper,
Okay, yeah.
it's different systems. So me being a swing trader, it benefits me. I think it's easier to get bigger payouts when you're a
Yeah.
swing trader. This is why I advise everyone, remove the noise from your trading, zoom out, see the bigger picture. Because I started like you, I was on the 5 minute chart, then I was on the 15. And then as I progressed through my career, I zoomed out to the hourly, and then I was like, okay, let's see what the 4 hours like on the euro. I wasn't expecting it to be very good. I thought, oh, this is
Yeah.
going to be slow. I'm not going to make any money. But I found in terms of structure and chart patterns, the 4 hour chart is by far the most, for me, it's the most technical chart there is. Less noise, less trades. You may have lower RR, but if you have lower RR, you have to focus on getting a higher win rate.
Yeah.
But I do know scalpers that have high win rates as well. So look, you can make money
Here you
both
have
ways.
one.
You have to know. Yeah, you have to know what your personality is.
Yeah.
Do you want to sit at a computer all day to have to make your money, or do you want to be like me, where yes, I spend more time journaling and analyzing than actually trading? Do you want to do it like the way I trade?
Yeah.
You need to try everything. As a beginner, you need to try everything.
There's not a right answer. I think everyone has like
No, there's many ways to skin a cat. This is one thing I've learned. So from being on Twitter and talking to people, 100%, there's many ways to skin a cat. There's no one right way to trade. If you look at all the verified traders on Darwin X, you've got scalpers that have investors and making money, and you have swing traders, position traders that are making money, and you have people that have EAs that are making money. So there is definitely no one right way to trade. You just need to know what your personality type is, and the only way you're going to learn that is through experimentation.
Yeah. But what you were saying about the size, I think your case is not like the common one. I mean, I think my case
No,
is more
I agree
common
with you,
of
but-
doing a $50 payout, $100, then I switched to 500. Then when
Yeah.
I first saw 1,000, it was like crazy. I mean, for seeing the 4 figure trades there, I think it was 1 year ago, the first one. And this week, I told you, I did a 5,000 trade, and I was shaking. I mean, because I was scalping, and like every pip move was like $2,000. Sorry, $200. So like it depended. Like the next 2 minutes could have been $2,000 more or less. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, maybe if you're a swing trader, it's like easier to, because price is not going to move as quicker. You're not going to see your profits going higher or lower that quick. I mean, maybe it's mentally more easy to hold trades longer. And that's what I wanted to ask, like how, when you see your trade is up $9,000, let's say, how do you hold until 11,000?
So I have a trailing structure. So I trade structures, right? So I have a candlestick structure trailing method. So people ask me like, how come you let it come back 10? Because I will let positions, they can come back. Let's say I'm up 10K. Yeah, it might come to 6, 7K and then go up to 12K, right?
Yeah.
Because everything moves like this in 3-wave moves: up, retracement, up. Nothing goes up straight.
Yeah.
And so for me, I've developed a candlestick structure trailing method, which is I've developed, like no one else in the world is trading this way. It took me all these years to develop it and hone it. And so there's a specific way the euro moves on a 4-hour chart where, like, remember when I said I know how I'm going to exit? So I have it all written down on the journal for different entry models. So I will know, for example, if it breaks a tram line between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. London, those are some of my participation hour rules. So I only enter and exit at those times. If it breaks like a tram line or it does a certain pattern, I know that's when I'm going to get out. If it doesn't confirm exit, even if it retraces on me, I have to hold it until it gives that confirmation, because yeah, it might take me out for a smaller gain, even though my potential max unrealized gain was higher. You have to accept that to be able to squeeze more out of your runners.
Yeah.
Because you can never pick the bottom or the top of any market. Forget, if you're trying to pick the bottom and top of any market, forget it. You're just a gambler and you're gonna lose. You are trading blind. So you need a method that allows you to get the meat of that move, right? So you want to get 50, 60, 70% of that move.
Do you take partials?
So yeah, good question. That's something I've added to my system in the last 3 months since I did my December review at certain levels. So like if I have a first target, I'll take a partial. And then that helps in so many ways, because number one, you've banked some profit. Number two, even if it comes back on you, you're not going to lose as much. And you're more likely to hold it through that retracement and then see it go to new highs.
Yeah.
And then even if you do get stopped out, it doesn't matter because you banked a partial. So you've still got something on the table to show.
I really
right?
like partials too. This is my trade.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Look, I took this trade today. So it was 20 lots and I closed 10, then 5, then 3, then 2. And I was like closing slowly, like while price was approaching my TP, just closing slowly. And that made it easier to hold until TP. Because if you need to hold full, it's all or nothing. For me, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you need to see how much can you win, how much can you lose. If you are at 10,000 and your TP is at 11,000, it makes 0 sense to risk the whole 10 for just one. So I think this is a thing that not many people say, but I think your mind has to be programmed in that way. How much do you have to lose? How much do you have to win?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. So I used to hold everything until it was all or nothing. And many, many times I would see price come near my target and then reverse, and I'd get stopped out for either a loss or break even. Usually it'd be a loss. So I wouldn't even move my stop up to break even.
Yeah, because it's too painful to close the trade.
That's what I mean. So this is like in 2010 when I was up 3 million, I was leveraging on the way up, and as soon as there was a retracement, it just wiped me out clean. So yeah, this is massive, man. And also another thing, like with the metrics on Darwin X, you can actually see like what your unrealized gain was and where you actually exited. It's really clever. I love the stats that they show you. So yeah, partials are massive for me, man. Like, but even within that, like, there's so many ways to do it. Like, you have to figure out, like, are you going to take 50% at your first target? Are you going to take 70%, 80%? It all depends on what your ultimate targets are and what your first target is. And the RR on the trade, what you're happy with. You have to look at your data and see, okay, where's the most likely first target that it will turn back down from? And that's where you want to set your partial. And if it usually bounces off there, and if it can fully reverse, then you want to take, let's say, more than 50%. If you know it might be just a small retracement, but has a likelihood of going back up, then take maybe a smaller partial. So yeah, you need to have it all logged and written down, and you need a game plan for partials as well.
Yeah.
So this is why you need to have everything written down. But yeah, partials been a game changer for me since beginning of this year. That's part of the reason why I've put 3 back-to-back green months together on my verified track record.
Really interesting. So I wanted to ask now if you ever trade on profits. So let's say your account is plus 5%. Are you going to trade that account again or just wait for withdrawal? Because I almost always wait for withdrawal. That's the reason we have many accounts, no?
So I'm the opposite again.
Yeah.
I'll trade my profits because I want to get, if I have a confirmation setup and I'm confident and it's an A+ setup, I'll continue trading. I see no reason to stop. Sometimes, yes, after a good run. Like, so now, for example, I passed $1.4 million of challenges, like, let's say 2 months ago. I was up over 100,000 in the last month. And I've had a bit of a drawdown last 2 weeks. So maybe I'm up now 70,000. Just about to process. I have a $42,000 eligible withdrawal on 300K with funded next. So that's a 200K and 100K.
Yeah.
So I made like 10%, and then you get the 15% profit split from the challenge stages because I made more than 5%. But those were multiple trades. I never just make one trade to hit profit and then stop trading.
You trade you take the same trade in all your accounts.
Yeah, so I actually used to trade with Traders Connect, which is why when I have a big month, it's huge.
Ah, okay.
That's how I scale.
I trade separately.
Yeah, no, you're smart, man. So it depends, like, on your win rate, how far along you are, or your risk appetite. Many ways to skin a cat.
If I have an account waiting for payout, I just leave that account. It's likely.
How many accounts do you have?
I have now 7 accounts.
So
yeah,
okay.
So it's likely that I'm going to have another account waiting for securing a payout. Like, just ask for a payout, or maybe an account in drawdown that I may try to recover.
No, that's clever.
Like,
so
something more useful to trade than trading on profits.
Yeah, no, it's a smart idea, because if you go into drawdown like me, you're in drawdown on pretty much all your accounts.
That must be really mentally hard to be.
So in the past, I've had 3 million funding. I've made like 80, 90K that month. And then I've gone into drawdown and I've lost all the accounts at once, 3 million funding. And then it's like, oh, fuck, it is a psychological hit. And then you're down for a few days, and then you have to buy the challenges again, do them all again. It's going to take me in, like, let's say 4, 6, 8 weeks. And then you go again. So like, I've had a lot of periods where like 2 months I'm not getting paid. And then 1 month I make huge. And then another 2 months with no payouts. So then I was like, okay, shall I do it like the way you trade? And many traders, they rotate their accounts. They trade like 1 account at a time, or 2 accounts at a time. It depends how many accounts you have, right?
Yeah.
Because then you always have a fresh account. And if you're in a bad losing patch on 1 account, you go to the next one. But for me, I'm greedy, man. I always say I'm greedy. I don't want to get $500 or $1,000 payouts. I'm doing it to change my life. To make big money. So, and also I think because I'm after my December review, my win rate has increased as well. So I'm more confident. Even though I do trade up to 2% risk or 2.5% risk per trade, it's only on A+ setups. and sometimes I will only trade with 1%. So I'm confident. Yeah, I can still obviously lose an account because we only have 10% drawdown, but I'm confident I can get out of drawdown. And they're not all being traded at the same time, because some accounts you have 2 weeks till payout and they force you to close,
Yeah.
and then you start again.
Yeah.
So like right now, I haven't stopped trading my key and my Alpha Capital swing. They were up 30K and now I'm only up 17K
Yeah.
because I've had some drawdown.
Yeah.
So now I want to try get back to 30K again.
Yeah.
But I might lose more money, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
But look, I'm happy because 17K in each one is still a lot of money to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear you have been here like for 20 years. Sorry. I mean, this kind of attitude is something like it's really hard to understand for like, I mean, imagine telling this to your friend that doesn't know anything about trading.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're just purely a prop trader and you don't know how to trade a personal account, like if you can grow a personal account or a track record account on Darwin X0, then you know you can grow a prop account.
yeah.
So my mindset's changed now, like to thinking, why should I take this payout?
Yes.
So the firms where I don't have to take a payout, like Alpha Capital, Fintech, Quantico, you don't have to take a payout. Seacrest, you know, they're my funded
Yeah.
FX.
Yeah.
I might even trade them for 6 months.
But-
I don't know. Who knows?
But what sense does that make? I mean, you just can get the payout and start trading again without risking the. I mean, your drawdown is going to be 10% again instead of 30% now, but you will have the money. I mean, you just choose to not withdraw the profit, even.
Yeah. Yeah, because I thought I could get it to like 40, 50, 60K.
Yeah.
Because I wanna break records. Whenever I'm trading, I'm always like, I want to hit a leaderboard. I want to have one of the biggest payouts of the week or the month or whatever. And I just want to show what's possible the way I trade.
Yeah.
So, look, I have to balance it. My funded next, after the first month, they stopped the account. So the 42K is there. I'm going to withdraw it after our call, actually. I'm going to film it and post it to
Nice.
socials. So because that's there in the background, it's easier for me not to withdraw with the others. If I was a first-time trader or I wasn't as confident in my system, then yeah, I'd be taking the payout as soon as my payout day was due. But if I'm in profit, I won't stop trading. If I have a week to go till payout and I see another A+ set up, I'm taking it.
That's really interesting. I mean, it's just the opposite as I do. But yeah, I mean,
But why would you say you stop? Why? Why do you stop?
why do I stop doing what trading?
So if you still have a week to go to
Yeah.
payout and you've made 5 grand on one
Yeah.
trade, why won't you take another trade?
Because I mean, my way of thinking is that the prop firm money you have is not yours. But the moment you secured that payout, that is already your money.
No, that's true, yeah.
So having
Is it because you think you're not going to get paid?
no, yeah, I think I'm gonna get paid, but I'm now risking my money instead of risking demo money. I mean, I
Okay.
just have to wait. Like I could be sleeping the whole week and have that money. So the way I see it is that when I do profit on a prop firm account, that's already my money. So I can lose that money. When I don't have any money, so the screenshot I showed you before, I didn't have any money there.
Yeah.
Now I have $2,000 there, so that is
Yeah, yeah.
my money now. So that's I don't know if it's the correct way of seeing it, but that's the way I see it. So I prefer to just buy another challenge. Let's say I buy 100K, which is $500. So I'm going to risk my dollars on the challenge, not my real dollars on the funded account. You know what I'm saying? And I just started doing it this way, so I always have an account ready to trade. Like
No, that's good.
I'm waiting now for Alpha to approve my payout, so that means that on Monday or Tuesday I have a fresh account to make money again.
Yeah.
And funding pips, it's the next Thursday, and FTMO is going to be on Friday again. So it's like maybe I have to wait 2 days maximum for having a fresh account. So that's the way I
Yeah.
see it.
So would you say there's like do you have a percentage target that you aim for before you stop trading, or is it literally any amount of profit and then you stop?
Well, not anymore. I mean, what I was talking about before, the psychological limits, like the 500, then 1,000. So I was trapped in the 1,000 profit, like for 2 3 months. I think it was the stage where I was more time trapped into the 1,000 mark. I don't know. Maybe it was really impressive for me, like seeing the four figures, and I just made 1% on withdraw, 1% on withdraw. But I realized that was slow and not optimal. I mean, I just had to follow my edge. If I know my win rate is high, if I know I can reach 1% and hold until TP, why should I settle for 1% when I can go for more? So now I lost that fear of the 1%, and now I mean, the last payouts have been all 2,000, 3,000, more like not 1%. And I had my 200k account in plus 1,000 because I took partials and it reversed all back to me, so it stayed at 1,000. And I had to think like, okay, I'm waiting now 2 weeks for this, or should I trade more? Because having a 200k account just for a $1,000 payout felt stupid for me. I mean, you can just do that with a 50k. You don't need the 200k to do $1,000. So I traded over profits in that account. So it's like I lost that fear of trading over profits, and the payout was 3,000 then. So yeah, that's like where I'm at right now.
What kind of risk are you taking per trade?
I was taking 0.5, 0.7 on funded accounts. Now I try to risk 1% and hold until at least 2 hours. So
Your stops must be quite small then if you're trading like 20 lots.
well, now today was, sorry, not, yeah, 15 pips, I think.
How many lots were you in?
I'm thinking about today's trades. I mean, I traded yesterday too. So yesterday I took 10 lots with 15 pip stop loss. So it was 1.5 risk, and it's the trade I showed you, that the 5,000. So it went 50 pips up, 10 lots. And today I had to close earlier that trade you saw, because of NFP was getting closer and closer. So I got scared. So I was risking 1% and I closed at 1 hour, 1.3 hour almost. So the idea was to make much more, but NFP scared me and I had to leave. So
Yeah, no, that's one word of advice that I learned the hard way. There's always another trade around the corner.
Yeah.
Just because of big news like FOMC, NFP, ECB, don't feel like you should be trading on those days. Sit them out. There's always going to be another trade the day after or in 2 days' time. Just because a lot of people have FOMO. Like today in my Telegram group, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, what do you think? Shall we long? Shall we short?" They're trying to pick highs.
yeah.
Just wait. Be picky about price. There's going to be another trade next Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, market
Be
today
calm.
was not to try to trade the news. I mean, if you saw the weekly candle, it was just a full white candle. How are you going to short there, or how are you going to buy there? I mean, it was super stupid to try to trade those news today, because it was not optimal to short, it was not optimal to long. So yeah, just sit out and I closed at 1 hour, but I mean, you always need to take into account the context of the trade. I mean, it's not a failure to close at 1 hour if NFP is approaching, if you have made $2,000 like I did. So it's not like I mean, sometimes it feels like if you close earlier or whatever, you're not following your plan, but you need to have like the whole context of that. I mean, it's money, you're trading pre-NFP, maybe it's not smart to try to do that. You managed to get 1 hour in a 200k account, so you can just close the trade. And I think that's really important too, because I think many people doesn't take into account the context of anything. I mean, you're not going to, I mean, at least me, I don't not trade the funded account the same as a challenge account. So on a challenge account, you may try to hold your profit longer, to not take partials, so you can reach your target before. On a funded, it's not really smart to do that. What we were talking before about the partials. Why do you need that extra 0.3% profit? In a challenge, you may need that, but not in your funded account. So, yeah, basically that.
Yes, I was going to ask you, now that you're regularly gaining payouts, so you're doing well now, and
Yeah.
you've got, like you said, 7 accounts. What's changed on your end? Has your edge got better?
Yeah, I mean everything. The experience is super important. Like learning how to be more patient. The confidence in myself, it's crazy. I mean, it sounds stupid when I say that confidence is really important because it's like something that anybody could say, but it's true because it's not that confidence makes you or your edge better, but it makes it easier to be patient. It makes it easier to be disciplined. Because you know that there's going to be a next setup, you know you're going to take the next setup if you miss the first one. So when you don't have that confidence and it's like you're doubting, if I miss the first one, it means I'm going to miss the next one, so I need to recover my losses now because I'm not going to be able to recover tomorrow. Like it always felt like the market had to close that day. I mean that you don't wake up and the market is still there. I don't know if it happened to you at the beginning, but for me it was like I need to recover now. I need to pass the account now. So when you start feeling confident that if it's not today, it's going to be tomorrow, I mean that changed massively. And yeah, my edge too. I mean, I don't know if you see my post on Twitter, but I used to trade ICT, like inversion fair value gaps, SMTs, and now I change purely to a time-based strategy and see how candles form, close, highs, lows, and just what you see in the charts. I mean, because for me, ICT concepts are like a bit, I don't want to say imaginary, but you don't see them. I mean, it's like you need to, so it's a guy that has put a name to what could be there or not. Like a fair value gap is something that could exist or not. But you know that time exists, you know that candles exist, you know that candles are going to print, and that's what I'm focusing at right now. And it's been better for me because with ICT concepts, I found that they could work or not, and I didn't know why they were working or not. So that was like really, really annoying for me when it's time to journal to see how to improve. If you don't know why you're failing, how can you improve? So I made that switch in June, July, and I think I was like I had 2 or 3 50K accounts, and from there I just started scaling up, and yeah, I mean we're doing the interview in my best week ever, trading week ever. This was my best week.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done. Yeah, no, onwards and upwards, man. You'll gain
Yeah.
that confidence now. You're on that journey that, hopefully every trader that commits to their craft will go through. Because like I say, you have to be all in. You can't be half in and half out if you want to become a trader. You've got to go through everything, man. You got to try different things like I did. I started with support and resistance, like triangles, wedges, channels. Then I went to Fibonacci, then Elliott wave, and then now I trade the way I trade because I found Elliott wave was too subjective. And then I started just looking for my chart patterns, and then I made it rules based as well. So yeah, like with the Euro USD, it's the most technical currency pair in the world, and that's why I just trade that one thing and the one time frame, because those patterns they repeat over and over again because it's the most widely traded currency pair there is.
Yeah, and do you think like because in my opinion every strategy works if the trader knows how to make it work. So I mean I have students too. If they come to me it's because they like the way I trade and they feel like it's going to be the way for them to trade, not using week off or whatever. So
Yeah.
do you feel like you can be really profitable with whatever strategy? It just
Yeah, like I
needs
said,
to be, needs to be that you feel confident with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, edge is important for me. Edge comes first. As long as you have a defined edge over a large series of trades. So if you're a scalper, you need to see that it works, that edge works over 300 to 500 data points. for me as a swing trader, because I trade less, I go back to 2019. So for all my entry models, I track every entry model going back 5 or 6 years. Because obviously there's a lot more power in a 4 hour chart than a 5 minute or a 15 minute chart. But from speaking to, like I said, there's many ways to skin a cat. From speaking to like tens and tens of traders over the last 3 years since I've been on Twitter, and I've gone to like trader meetups. There's a lot of people that make money trading the way they trade. So once you know how to execute it,
Yeah.
execution, risk management, your psychology, and you've got your journaling and your data, and you know everything, there's loads of ways you can trade. But me, I just focus on specializing in the way I trade, improving it, and that's it. I'm like tunnel vision. I just want to get better and better on the 4 hour chart, on the USD. I don't look at anything else. I don't know ICT. I don't know SMC. I don't know what a fair value gap is, or
Yeah.
a breaker block, or turtle soup. I don't care. Judas swing. I hear all these silly names like, oh, what the fuck is all this stuff?
Yeah.
So I'm proof, you can trade anyway, man.
Yeah. I mean, I was profitable, not as now, but I was profitable too trading inverted fair value gaps. And now I don't even know if they existed, but I had the edge. I mean, I had the objective rules, and I was profitable with that. It was just not enough for me because I wanted more. I wanted to be more precise. I wanted to know what was happening better. So yeah, and I want to ask a couple more questions. First one, what I told you before, like, do you think, like, we are prop firm traders, so do you think like the investment ratio is important? Like, do you prefer to invest $100,000 and withdraw 140, or invest 20 and withdraw 40? So the first ratio is 2 and the second ratio is less than 1. So do you feel like the first is a better trader? Which one would you prefer to be?
Well, obviously, yeah, for me, challenge fee to payout ratios are important. I think you can get away with being a worse trader when it comes to prop firms and still make money, because there's a lot of prop traders I know that can make money with a prop firm, but if it came to, said, a broker account, a personal account, they'd be up and down. They'd be like this. So they'd just be like that, or they'd be losing. Because I was that trader. But even if you're like that, it just takes a few good RR trades, or just, I don't know, 3-4 wins to put together, and you can pass the challenge and get to a payout, right? And you can get a big payout, and then you could lose it all. You lose the 10%, and then you can just, because the bang for buck, isn't it? Let's say $700, and then you make 1,000. You've made $300, but if you did that on a personal account, you could be in drawdown and you wouldn't make anything.
Yeah.
So it's, prop firms are the most lucrative, best way for the retail trader to make money. They're the best thing that ever happened for the retail trader. It changed my life. It's changed your life.
Yeah.
You're trading full time now.
Yeah.
I love prop firms. I hope the industry survives, and I think it's going to consolidate. But that's a whole nother topic.
Well,
We
this was the last question. I mean, do you think this is going to last for years to come? Can we be...
Yeah, I think the industry is going to consolidate. So we're going to have less firms. I think you're already seeing there's more rules now.
Yeah.
They're not all of them are swing friendly, which is something I've been voicing on Twitter.
Yeah, so
I'm not happy with it, because everything seems to be aimed at scalpers because they're the majority. So then where's the protection for swing traders?
Yeah.
Because I'm trading maybe 8 trades a month. So like on E8, one trade was 6.5 grand. So because your best day can't be more than 50% of your profits, I now have to make another 6.5 grand.
Yeah.
What a joke is that?
No, that rule, I mean, for me is I discard that prop firm if I see a consistency rule. I mean,
yeah. But me and my pride, I continue trading it, and now I'm like at 20,000. So I've got like another 2,000 to go because I know I can do it, but they need to find a way. And, Dylan, he replied, and they said they're going to work on a swing account. God knows if they will or not.
Yeah.
A lot of firms, yeah, they're making it harder. So they're going more towards like the futures rules. So consistency, they may limit profits, or like you see, there's some firms that are limiting your profit per day. They're saying anti-gambling rules.
Yeah.
They're saying you can only make risk 1% and make 1% a day.
Yeah.
I mean, that just, if you have an edge, that's just ruined your
Yeah.
edge. How can you trade it when you can't?
Yeah, but none of the big pro firms are doing that. I mean, the pro firms I'm using, I'm not having any strange situation like this one you're
Yeah,
saying.
so let's hope it stays like that. But yeah, there's new prop firms coming up every day. I always say to people, don't go with any new firm. Don't go with any like influencer firms, because
Yeah.
none of them have worked.
Yeah.
So your safest ones are the ones that have been around the longest.
Yeah.
Even if they do change the rules and make it harder, at least you know you're going to get paid. But yeah, what was the other question you asked? Something about, oh, the challenge fee to payout ratios, does it matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to be, well, first off, if you're,
So let's make it more extreme. So you invest $300,000 on challenges, and you withdraw 400,000, which is a profit of 100K, or you invest 10K and you withdraw 80K. So it's 70K profit, but
that guy's, so firstly, that guy's a way better trader now.
yeah, I know that. I know
So
that
all
he's
he
a better
needs to
trader.
do now is scale.
Yeah, but
So if he scales,
maybe he's
yeah.
scared of scaling. He's scared of investing.
Yeah, no, look, it is all about challenge fee to payout ratios, because then you're better at trading. Then just keep taking like small payouts, regular payouts, like what you do,
Yeah,
and rotating, and eventually you'll catch up to the big guys. Like there's so many traders we know that are getting payouts every week, like you now.
yeah,
We were just talking about some of them. There's a lot of people that scalp, they trade gold or whatever they trade. They're getting regular payouts, 2, 3, 4,000 each time, and that adds up over time.
yeah,
So there's many ways to do it. You can do it that way, or you can go for the bigger payouts. But yeah, with the bigger payouts, you're more at risk of being denied as well.
yeah,
I think maybe I can push it a little bit more because I'm well known,
yeah,
and they won't mess me around, because if they do, then you know
Yeah.
everyone's going to know about it.
yeah.
But yeah, as a swing trader, it doesn't suit me to take small profits, because I'm risking 1 to 2%. So if I get like a 3-hour trade on a 200K account and I'm risking 2%, I've made like, you know, 6 to 8K
Yeah,
if I make 3 or 4R. So I always say it's not my fault I'm getting big payouts.
Yeah.
I'm not gambling. It's just my system
yeah.
and the way I trade. And yeah, I take more risk because I'm a swing trader and I have less trades and my RRs are lower. But if I was a scalper, then I'd be trading like you, 0.5%. But no, I'm always gonna admire the skilled guy. Like if someone spends 500K and makes 600K, like, yeah, you're a shit trader, man. You're not a good trader.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So I think we're going to leave it here. I want to do now the fast questions.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So if you don't want to answer, just say skip. I think it's like
Okay.
10 or 15.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go for it. How much have the biggest trade on a funded account been? Sorry,
Biggest.
let me reformulate again, because I have it like I'm going to make a cut. And the first question is, how big has been your biggest trade on a funded account?
$16,000.
Okay. Which one is the best prop firm?
It's probably a firm I'm not with, probably FTMO,
Okay.
but I'm not with them.
Do you trade Mondays?
Yeah, I trade every day. If the setup presents, I'll trade it. It doesn't matter if it's Monday or Friday.
Do you take partials?
Yes.
Market execution or buy or sell limit?
Execution.
When did you last blow an account?
Months ago.
Do you suffer from fear or greed?
Greed.
Do you like news trading?
No.
Your favorite book?
Warren Buffett, The Snowball Effect.
How many monitors do you have?
1.
Have you ever hedged between accounts?
No.
Seed trader or meta trader?
MetaTrader.
Really?
Yeah.
No, seed trader is better. When was your last
Because I
payout?
scale, I have all my accounts, so it's easier just to have them all in MT5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
When was your last payout?
But to do it today, funded next $42,000.
Is ICT profitable?
Sorry?
Is ICT profitable in your opinion?
No.
No. Okay.
Let's be controversial. I'm
Yeah.
going to say no. It's bullshit. It's a cult.
Yeah, but
It's a cult.
being profitable is not that hard. I mean, being profitable
Yeah,
means...
no, but like we said in the interview, there's many ways to skin a cat. So I know there are profitable ICT traders.
But he's not.
But anything. Oh no, the actual guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's definitely not, man.
Definitely not.
Yeah, of course he's not. Come on, man. He's a demo trader.
Okay, well. And the last one, just curiosity, do you hold any crypto? No?
I've never traded crypto in my life.
And
I've had payouts in crypto, but I don't buy or sell. Like I don't invest or trade it.
okay. So yeah, that is going to basically be it.
Cool, man.
I hope you enjoyed the hour.
Yeah, I
with
thought
me.
that was a good. I thought that was a good talk. What about you?
Yeah, me too. I mean, in the end, I'm also a trader, so it's not like a person that doesn't know what he's talking about is interviewing you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was nice. It was insightful for me. I think it's going to be insightful for the people who watch the video too.
Thank you.
And yeah, I don't know what else can I tell you. Thank you for being here with me.
No problem, man. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
And if I come to Spain, Barcelona, or
Yeah.
Andorra, I'll give you
Well,
a call, man.
the last question is Barcelona or Madrid?
No, last question, Barcelona or Madrid? I respect both of them, man. They're both legendary teams. What, saying the El Clasico, who do I want to win?
Yeah.
Madrid, probably. I used to hate Barcelona because they always used to knock my team, Man United, out of the Champions League.
Yeah. Okay, then I understand. So you're
Yeah.
traumatized by us.
Yeah, and Barcelona the ref always used to side with Barcelona, man. They always get the decisions.
Well, I think it's better if we end here.
Yeah, we're gonna have an argument now.
Yeah.
All right, take care, man.
Yeah, take care.